Hello, namaste again. Today, I'm Mitchell Rapp of Ink Internal. And I'll be talking about dreaming, what's considered to be dreamscapes. As a young person, my mother once asked me if I ever flew in my dreams, as flying in your dreams is a sign of freedom, feeling free to be your being, and relates in your dreams. I said yes, as I believe I had flown in my dreams the night before. Growing up later on, I came up with another concept to make it easier to fly in my dreams. And my favorite mythical being species would be the phoenix or dragon, as the phoenix is a strong, fiery being, though when not on fire, very calm and considerate. Though when it lights up, you must be ready. I have a song on my discography, 2.5 hours to date. I have 2 EPs and an album, plus what I recorded from earbuds on Fruity Loops Mobile in the Forest. 2.5 hours on SoundCloud. Also on Spotify, YouTube, and every platform for my first EP. So, therefore, my first dreamscape was Zerovia, the word I came up with later in life. A phoenix/dragon realm. There's also known to be different realms: dragon realm, the galactic realm, fairy realm, different styles and genres of realms to be able to interact with, and shamanic practices of states of being, imagination, and the imaginatrix, as Terence McKenna would say. So, in this realm, I would basically fly around on this phoenix and visit, like astral travel, different places in my town of growing up, Guelph, Ontario, Canada. I would fly around on this phoenix and sometimes pick up friends and go for rides. And then one day came along, night, where I thought of the concept of what to do when the phoenix I'm riding catches on fire. So I learned to not be burned, I must catch on fire as well. That's the mind of my child self, thinking through and solving problems. So whenever it did, I would burst into the same sort of phoenix fiery expansion, state of being. I find dreamscapes are a good way to have positive dreams. I've only had 3 or 4 bad dreams in my life. I could name them, probably in order. I've had one where there were tunnels. I was going down them like slides, and then one time I was at the top. It's almost like a steampunk sort of industrial-ish scenery. I went down the wrong tunnel one time, and it just felt weird. That was about it. Correspondence and cause and effect, consideration of others and myself. The next was a time I was walking the same area near my house in Guelph, or along the riverside, and I came up to a bush, with a black widow on it, one of the most venomous or dangerous spiders in the world, if not the most dangerous spider in the world, along with the brown recluse, which is like a cousin. I have faced and conquered both within the same house. It was intense, though kind of correlates with the dream itself. I was fine interacting with the Black Widow, though when I somehow magically teleported with that branch into my own home, I was faced with the fear of it attacking or hurting one of my family members. That was about it. I woke up. Though it wasn't until it was a danger to someone else that it became a fear for me. And then later on, I had a gorilla on a nice sunny day terrace on the side of the house, and the gorilla walked along, or trudged along, and confronted me. I know my ability to self-defense pretty well, so I was kind of surprised at my inability to stand up to this gorilla. It went like this, and I woke up. Like, just in the slight moment before it's your last move to survive, or you're crushed by a gorilla. I later had a real-life experience, so it was like a warning to me, in a way. Also, the Land of Alchemy, Memory Palace. I had a kind of idea within a consciousness group growing up. I've had a few throughout my years, and now I have one on Facebook. If you're interested, please feel free to post a comment or share, direct message, whatever you'd like to be a part. Conscious group and homies helping homies, as I have some contribution in hoping to be helping homeless, and I have an essay on it as well. So this was a purely gold realm, where everything is impeccable, there's no way to harm one another, it is all pure bliss and serenity. Good way to orient just having a dreamscape place where nothing can do any harm, there's no fear or fret, and how to get along within this matrix. So this is a place where friends could coexist, and a purely gold mansion, the Land of Alchemy, to live with. There's another one called the Crystal Kingdom, like the Emerald Kingdom of the Wizard of Oz. I did a inner child work with a psychic group from Windsor, Ontario, when I lived there. And it was along the lines of following the yellow brick road to the Emerald Palace. So, having your ability to go up to the gates yourself and pass through the crystal gates of heaven to the Emerald Palace, where your inner child can roam free and happily with joy. Next, as well, I have another song for this concept, and it goes with a tattoo as well. Right here. The Meadow of Happiness. Or La La Land, the place of meeting Christ. I often see this as a meadow type area with a tree beside a creek or stream of flowing water. Flowing water often orients and helps with emotional healing, or the sorts. And this is the place I meet Christ. For me, I've just thought about meeting Christ may come in any form, shape, or guiding figure representative to what helps you the most, and having the certainty of it being a helpful being, as that would be the Christ. Christ for me sometimes orients in more of a womanly figure, as I would more orientationally and preferentially be rathering to be closer to a womanly figure than to a man, other than on the parental level or one way or another, or support work, I guess. So this is a good way to place a homey vibe, where you can designate who you wish to be in there, what kind of beings, life forms, landmarks, or creations. You can set your own rules, or to be only helpful and healthy things. Also, from the Cave of Wonders near Thunder Bay, there's such thing as Auralite 23. Its great benefit purpose is to help with dreamscapes and the like, the creativity of an imaginatrix. As well, dimension of music. I've heard of the place where we pass over to be, or one of the places to be, for musicians at least, to have their own dimension of music. And that's where the musical flow comes from. That's how we get symphonies in our head and create such wonderful entendres and cadencing work, all of that sort of orientation from our own self and the help of the dimension of music. The structure and shape, size, speed, relativity. Next being the mothership, lightship, or Merkaba. The Merkaba being in here the double equilateral triangle with the peace symbol, if you can see from the top to the center and left to right, being a three-dimensional pyramid, with the other one being flat, as you can't see the other side for its vertices. It also works very well for being the peace sign as well. Here is a crystal Merkaba for another way to orient with the shape. So, having the Merkaba helps you to traverse safely through shamanic realms, astral travel, and to tether with the silver or platinum cord from the belly button or so, also included with the infinity symbol right near the belly button orientation with the human body. The lightship being kind of a quite spherical sort of, normal light ship or whatever creativity of a light ship you can come up with. and all the functions, funny gadgets and doohickeys sort of stuff, as well the mothership concept. I've heard of Ashtar Command, of the Pleiadian orientation, and also known as the Elohim or Melchizedek, Christ Consciousness Collective, as we all have our higher dimensional states, and we are all a part of the body of Christ in that right. We're all equal on every level. It's just the access, traversing, and living in a state of heaven rather than hell, as heaven is orientational to up and hell is orientational to down. From a higher cloud looking down, it's easier to see more of the ground, and it's hard to see through a cloud looking up, as referred to in Zen Buddhism. Next being the Halls of Amente, as referred to in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, or Valhalla. These are a way to see heaven and hell, to clear out your hell's closet, or to earn your way into the value, worthiness, and progressing of Valhalla in my Danish Viking heritage ancestry. So therefore, I have services to be able to help others clear through their halls of Amente, and I hope to beneficially guide and support enough for others to be able to make their way into earning the right of heaven, or in Norse, Valhalla. Also, in another cosmic sense, the Star Gate, or the Lion's Gateway of the Lyran beings. Lyra is a star in our constellations, in our astronomy. The astrology of it being there have been a race of lion-type people referred to in history as the other side of the war between the draconian reptilian-type beings. The story goes that I believe those two had a conflict in their own ways, in their own interactions with other star systems such as Sirius, Orion, Pleiades, Arcturus, and other familiar star systems, surely. Those being the main predecessors known to be the creators of our current genetic making of mankind on Earth. As we've been here for reportedly 4 million years. I have a Lemurian Scrolls copy on electric virtual copy on what's known as HimalayanAcademy.com. It is the last standing record of a timeline of Earth that I have found to be remarkable. And it was burned 1998 after it was all uploaded, scanned onto the online version. Very interesting to correlate with what is known as the Book of Earths. It's got lots of maps of the Earth inner civilizations, inner moon civilizations, conflicts with other civilizations, economics, and equilibrium. Equilibrium being the latter. So the way into the Star's Gate, the Lion's Gateway, is among having your Hell's Closet, yeah, best way to put it in a way, the halls of Amenti, clear and gracefully in an equilibrium state, transcendental, transcended to an already healed state of being, from the point of birth into the passing of life back into the halls of heaven, or Valhalla, or whatever you'd like to call it. Through that, you may pass through the worthiness of the Lion's Gate, like Thor and his hammer, or so. Thank you. This has been my interpretation and another page of my compendium, this one being 34 of Dreamscapes, and my own guide to lucid dreaming and astral projection safely and healthily. Keep your imagination healthy, always wins. Be good. All the love of existence to you, and all the best in the next eternal peace. Namaste.